Recently, a handsome guy has been coming to my mahjong parlor every day. He doesn't play mahjong, instead, he's always petting my ragdoll cat. He strikes up conversations with me out of the blue. I excitedly tell my friends.
I'm going to get off the shelf!
But 2 weeks later, the handsome guy shows up with a Siamese cat and shyly says, "Can I propose to your cat?" That's when I realize he's genuinely there for the cat. The sliding doors open with a sound, and a familiar figure squeezes in. Tyler, with his tall frame, makes his way into my small mahjong parlor. "Boss lady, I'm here to pet the cat again," he says, scratching his head shyly. Tyler came with a friend the previous week. His friend joined a mahjong game, leaving him alone. I offered them tea and noticed it was boring for him, so I said, "I have a rag doll, if you're bored, want to play with her?" His eyes lit up when he heard "rag doll," and he followed me eagerly out of the room. I went upstairs, picked up the cat, and handed her to Tyler. "Her name is Ming. She's a bit goofy, so be patient." Tyler took Ming with a radiant face and started petting her. Usually, I wouldn't let customers pet Ming so freely. Despite her good nature, she's quite silly, and I'm afraid she might follow anyone home. A good cat should be used wisely. Tyler looks incredibly handsome. I spotted him as soon as he walked in with his friend. While leading them to the card room, I even sneakily took a photo of him with my phone to send to my friends. "Friends, check out the handsome guy!" Everyone in the group is praising him. "Is he from the nearby college? Get his WeChat. Is he playing mahjong at your place? Invite him to our group." Before I knew it, my friends changed the group name from AAA Rich Ladies Happy Group to AAA Card Friends Exchange Group. The group went from a small chat to having the energy of a large 600-person group. I ignored the noise in the group and focused on admiring the handsome guy. From that day on, Tyler seemed to have a membership at my place, coming over every day to pet Ming. Sometimes in the daytime, sometimes in the evening. He always brings treats for Ming, feeding her while petting her. His eyes shine brightly. As I watch him, my eyes light up too. As Tyler visited more often, he started chatting with me. We talked about Ming, but I always felt something wasn't right. At first, it was simple questions like her age and if she was spayed. Later, the questions became flirtatious. He'd ask, "Has Ming met other male cats? Would she mind living in the card room? Do you want someone extra to take care of Ming?" These questions made my heart flutter. I shared them in the group and concluded,
Friends, I'm going to get off the shelf.
Today, when Tyler came into the mahjong parlor, I brought out Ming as usual. The cat purred, her beautiful face showing clear innocence. I exclaimed cheerfully, "Ming's friend is here to play." Tyler took Ming, smiled shyly, and sat on the sofa holding her while petting. The mahjong players were rolling dice in the background, but Tyler and the cat seemed oblivious. The sunlight highlighted them, exuding a youthful vibe. As Tyler was leaving, he said, "Boss lady, I need to tell you something tomorrow."
He puckered his lips, and his reddening ear tips told me I was going to get off the shelf. The next day, I put on a full face of makeup and dressed Ming in a princess dress. I sat at the front with her. The seniors playing mahjong were surprised.
"Wow, Iron Tree is blooming." I blushed and smiled but didn't say anything. This mahjong parlor has been in my family since my parents were young. Most of the regulars are neighborhood uncles and aunts. After a nearby university moved in, more students started coming. I took over the parlor after graduating. Since I took over, my parents have become absentee owners, enjoying retirement. They travel and participate in community activities while I run the parlor alone. Facing these smoking, mahjong-playing uncles, I often worry that I'll waste my life here without finding a partner. The mahjong parlor doesn't attract handsome guys. But now it's different. Even an old tree can bloom. I live-streamed the situation in the group while laughing. "Ha ha ha, I'm going to get off the shelf. Prepare your gifts.
The group members jokingly quit and returned, saying,
What's wrong with this girl? When Tyler walked in, he saw me laughing uncontrollably. I quickly composed myself and looked at him shyly. Tyler turned around, revealing a Siamese cat on a leash behind him. The cat looked dignified and energetic. As it entered, it walked a few steps and sat down regally. I hadn't said a word yet, but Bu Song-ming had already jumped off the table and was rubbing against Tyler. He held the Siamese with one hand and a red box in the other, unable to pet Bu Song-ming. The cat lay down, seemingly ignored. The Siamese, however, sat calmly. Tyler looked at me with shining eyes. Boss lady. I responded warmly. Yes. He blushed, and I felt a surge of anticipation. Boss lady, I have a Siamese cat, and I'd like to propose to your ragdoll. He said, holding up the red box. This is high-quality cat food, a small gift from my family. Can you agree? The Siamese, named Luo Jiangwo, puffed out his chest proudly, looking more handsome in his black suit. Bu Song-ming, dressed in her princess dress, stood up and gently approached Luo Jiangwo to rub against him. Group chat erupted with laughter. Haha, can you act that out again? Can I propose to your cat? I agree. So, you're proposing to our cat. Friends laughed, but it was all too much for me. From then on, Bu Song-ming and Luo Jiangwo became the resident cat couple. Tyler brought cat food, freeze-dried meals, litter, climbing towers, and toys, claiming they were Luo Jiangwo's dowry. The Siamese moved in without any hesitation, living freely. The cat couple would affectionately play in front of me every day. The elderly mahjong players would say, cats are even dating. Now, get me a cup of chrysanthemum tea. I mechanically picked up the teapot to serve them. Since Luo Jiangwo arrived, Tyler visited more often, always bringing fresh cat food and occasionally additional supplies. The cats were in heaven. It also meant Tyler spent more time at the parlor, to the point where some patrons started calling him over to pay for tea or play mahjong. An elderly voice would shout, "Young man, let's play some machine mahjong." Tyler would put down the cat, run over with a smile, and come back just as cheerfully. I'd bite my handkerchief, gazing at him with envy. Tyler ended up getting featured on Xiaohongshu, a Chinese equivalent of Instagram. Hidden gem mahjong parlor in an alley, with a cat couple. You could see photos of him and the cats taken by university students who came to play mahjong. Comments were full of praise. Those cats are handsome. No, the guy is adorable. Do you go there to play cards or see the cats? What color bag does the kitten like? No, I want to know what color bag the handsome guy likes. Wait, where's the boss lady in the title? Do you guys care about her feelings at all? I'm the real boss here. Despite saying this, I saved all the photos with Tyler and secretly admired them at night. But one day, he stopped coming. I waited and waited, expecting the door to open and see that stunning guy walk in. Every time the door opened, Bu Song-ming and Luo Jiangwo would rush forward, only to retreat when it wasn't him. I watched the door open with expectation and close with disappointment. One of the seniors, while spilling hot water from his cup, lectured me, "You're heartbroken, huh?"
A nearby ant pinched his ear, saying,
"Let it go, don't ask, she's about to cry."
The ant turned to pat my back.
Why stick to this place? There's someone out there for you. The regulars here aren't all good folks.
I burst into tears.
Then introduce me already. I sighed, feeling like a pitiful girl with nothing but resentment. I asked in the group, what happened? Why didn't he come today?
One friend replied,
That scumbag left the kid unattended.
Another joked,
I never thought this handsome guy would abandon his responsibilities.
Someone else chimed in,
At least he left Luo Jiangwo to commemorate the deceased husband.
Others said,
No, not deceased husband, but the deceased relative. I expected nothing kind from this group. Unexpectedly, instead of Tyler, his mom showed up. The sliding doors opened, and a luxuriously dressed woman entered. She looked at my humble mahjong parlor with disdain. Her attire clashed starkly with the local, homely atmosphere. "Are you the boss lady?" she asked harshly. "Who are you looking for?" I replied calmly. "My son studies nearby. He always sneaks out, and our driver and butler can't find him. They followed him and found him coming here." "Your son?" "Yes, Tyler." I didn't expect he'd be spending time in a place like this every day. The woman approached me, her voice condescending. "Don't get any ideas, you're not fit for my son." "What do you mean by, you're not fit for my son?" "I, as the sole heir to this mahjong parlor, control the coin purse around here. Every senior here waits for me to refill their tea. What status do you have that I don't? Here's $500,000, leave my son alone," she said, handing me a bank card. "The password is 654321. You can withdraw without an appointment or ID."
All right. I took the card. Friends in the group joked.
$500,000 to dismiss us? We must sue for child support. Poor Luo Jiangwo, played by Tom. Meanwhile, Luo Jiangwo remained oblivious, snuggled up beside me. I sighed. "You should really try harder." "Okay, forget it. Mrs. Luo over here is ready to take on Bu Songming." However, Luo Jiangwo's custody needed clarification with his biological father. I decided to bring the cats to the nearby university to find him. I put Luo Jiangwo on the leash Tyler had used before and placed Bu Songming in a cat carrier. We headed to the university, finally setting up on the lawn as students were leaving class. Soon, a crowd gathered to see the cats. They were friendly, letting anyone pet them. Who knew Tyler had a son?
Like that? A girl approached me, handing me a note while pretending to pet the cats. I looked at her curiously, and she winked, nodding toward the distance. There, Tyler was smiling warmly, waving at me from afar. Even from a distance, his shining eyes were visible. The class bell rang, scattering the students, and Tyler disappeared. I opened the note. "Boss lady, can you take care of Luo Jiangwo for now? My family is strict, and I'll come back soon. I have something important to tell you." Good grief. This again? He's always leaving me hanging, and I'm still falling for it. I took Luo Jiangwo back to the mahjong parlor and waited day and night for him to return. "What is this?" "We never made any promises, but the cats have an arranged marriage, and we've received dowry. We never made vows, but he treated my mahjong parlor like his home, coming over daily. He even stole my heart." I kept waiting, regretting not having added him on WeChat earlier. I thought those days would never end. Handsome guys are the death of me. My relatives finally remembered to set me up with someone. They handed me Austin's WeChat. He looked straightforward, didn't smoke or drink, and shared his income. "Austin, my aunt introduced us, but don't believe everything she says." Me? What did she say? "Austin. Just that I won't give you my income after we marry, but I can give you and the kids some allowance." Me? How much? Austin. 6,000 for the kids each year. You'll get 600, a bit more. I was shocked. This more was just an extra digit. Me, why is mine less? Austin. You have income already. Let's renovate the mahjong parlor and expand it to earn more. I narrowed my eyes, feeling he was plotting to take over my business. Me. Is the 6,000 for one child? Austin. We'll have one kid in the first year. Do you have multiple kids? Me. I'm divorced with 2. My kids were actually my 2 cats, lounging on the sofa, oblivious to our conversation. Austin, since you said that, I won't hide it, I have a girlfriend. If you're okay with it, I won't tell her about you.
I gasped, finding a rival. Me. I know you have a girlfriend. Austin. How did you know? Did my aunt tell you? Me. My secretary did. Austin paused, then said. I was joking. If you're serious, I'll delete my girlfriend's contact right away, we can be together. I was speechless, I lost big time. I shared the chat record in the group and screamed in frustration. What kind of pathetic thing is this? Is there a decent guy out there who loves me with all his heart and would spend everything on me? Friends joked with memes. My relatives apologized and gave me another match, Bryson. But I was numb. I responded listlessly to his messages. Bryson, sis, why don't you reply to my messages? Me. Busy. Bryson. What are you busy with? Be cute. Me. Feeding cats. Bryson. Do you have them? Me. Yeah. Bryson. Hee hee, in my next life, I want to be your cat, meow. Me. To be my cat, you need to be neutered. Yes, my cat couple was already spayed. Obviously, I wouldn't let them breed. They love each other so much, I need to remind them who's boss. Tyler will return to find Luo Jiangwo is now a respected father-in-law. One day, as I was navigating the dating game with Bryson, the sliding doors opened and Tyler was standing there, smiling. This time, I wasn't shyly waiting, I was ready. Behind him, however, was a lovely girl. Tyler greeted me warmly. Long time no see, boss lady. I turned and let the cats out. Go see your old friends. Tyler and the girl entered, and she squealed with delight over the cats. Are these the ones you told me about? So cute! Tyler also knelt to pet them, creating a charming scene. He introduced the girl. This is a friend from my parents' social circle. She heard I had cats and wanted to see them. Just then, a senior called out from the card room. No water. Refill the tea. Tyler quickly grabbed the teapot before I could. From the card room, I heard an aunt's surprised voice.
Oh, the young man is back. Long time no see.
I turned away, feeling my eyes well up. My steel heart was breaking, I was either too fond of him or too hurt. Just then, a voice behind me said,
Don't think about him, you're not meant to be. I'm his fiancée.
It was the girl who had been petting cats. You've got to be kidding me. Why does everyone assume there's something between us? Even if there was, it was just my one-sided crush. How come everyone's treating me like a villain? If so, throw some money first. No money came, but Tyler managed to excuse himself from the senior's chatter. Tyler pulled me into the tea room, a mix of excitement and shyness on his face. Boss lady, I'm sorry. I went abroad and didn't get a chance to tell you. Please take care of Luo Jiangwo for now. I really have something important to say. Just then, a loud scream echoed through the mahjong parlor. The seniors rushed out, and I quickly took Tyler with me. The cats hid in fright. Meanwhile, the girl was crying, shouting, Nasty cats. They scratched me. We ended up taking her to the hospital. The girl kept crying, complaining that the cats scratched her when she tried to hug them. Tyler frowned.
Why did you grab them like that? You hurt them, and they defended themselves.
I took the chance to quietly slip the check for $50,000 into Tyler's pocket. Back at the mahjong parlor, my uncle was playing games while keeping an eye on the shop. Others had gone home. I was surrounded by the quiet rain outside. As I prepared to close up, a figure appeared in the distance, running toward me through the rain. Tyler rushed into the mahjong parlor, his clothes clinging to his body. He grasped my hand, out of breath.
Boss lady, I left without warning because my family is strict. They sent me abroad, arranged my studies and a fiancé, but I couldn't resist. I came back to tell you the truth. I brought Luo Jiangwo to propose because I like you. I was afraid you wouldn't accept me. I just saw the check and have returned it to my mom. We argued, and I left home. Can you take me in?
I was shocked by the intensity of his words. My mind reeled with the information. Forget it, I looked at his charming face and kissed him. As we broke apart, I tasted the rain on my lips. Tyler's eyelashes fluttered, his eyes curving into a smile. My mind suddenly cleared. You returned the check. Tyler sat with the cats on the sofa, and I wondered if he was really a rich kid. First, he sent me Luo Jiangwo, and now he wanted me to support him. This setup had me worried, a guy and 2 cats, all depending on me. When I shared the news with my group, everyone went silent. They wondered if my account had been hacked. I panicked and took a selfie with Tyler. He wrapped his arms around me, and we took a photo. Hi, everyone, I'm Tyler, Samantha's boyfriend. The group responded. He's real and handsome. Good for you. This is quite a close relationship. The cats jumped onto our laps. After showing off our relationship, I started worrying about the mahjong parlor's finances. Tyler took the calculator from me, reminding me he supported himself abroad by trading stocks. He earned a lot, but I joked about selling the mahjong parlor to cover his losses. What have I gotten myself into? I even pulled out my phone to ask Austin if he'd accept me with 3 kids. Including Tyler. But Tyler didn't give me a chance to reach out. He started earning money, and I watched as funds poured into the account. I inadvertently stepped on Bu Songming's tail, causing her to run off. Luo Jiangwo charged at me, but Tyler intervened, lecturing him about treating his mother-in-law well. Just then, his future in-laws arrived, looking worn out from their travels. They were delighted to see Tyler and introduced themselves to manage our household. The mahjong parlor's ownership was divided, with promises of support and security. Tyler beamed with joy and worked harder to earn money. My parents soon left again for their travels, having settled the financials. Meanwhile, Tyler's family grew impatient, sending Reginald, their butler, to persuade him to return home. Reginald, young master, your mother has sent for you. I gasped at the sight of the refined butler, realizing I had underestimated Tyler's wealth. But Tyler refused to return. The next day, a Bentley was parked outside, attracting attention from our neighbors. I moved the mahjong tables outside and set up chairs, grabbing a megaphone to shout, "Mahjong Parlor Special Event. Win the game and drive away in the Bentley." The local seniors came flooding in, eager to win. Reginald tried to push through the crowd but failed. On the 3rd day, Reginald parked the car outside the alley and walked in alone. "Young master, your mother asks you to return home."
Tyler!
No. This continued for days until Reginald stopped coming. Tyler's mom decided to visit herself, arriving at the small shop with disdain. However, this time Bu Songming and Luo Jiangwo didn't hide. Bu Songming approached her, rubbing against her legs. "Victoria." "Tyler, I'm telling you." Bu Songming.
Meow!
Victoria glanced at the cat, seemingly suppressing her anger.
What do you see in this small shop? Why give up what we arranged for you?
Bu Songming.
Meow!
Victoria tried to hold her temper.
I don't agree with you!
Bu Songming continued meowing, pleading with an incredulous expression. Victoria knelt beside me, picking up Bu Songming and speaking in a high-pitched voice. "Oh, kitty, kitty, it's my fault. I didn't pet you enough, so you're not mad, right?" Bu Songming, being a goofball, didn't get angry, she just purred, enjoying the attention. From then on, my mahjong parlor's sofa became a strange family affair, 2 cats, Tyler, Victoria, and their butler, all just sitting there petting cats. The regulars were amazed by this peculiar group. Every time they saw us, it was like a family photo shoot. The benefit was that the water refills were super diligent. Tyler would run to fetch water, start a new mahjong game, or change money without a hitch. He seemed like he'd been working here for 20 years. Victoria looked on, frustrated by Tyler's calm demeanor, but the seniors were thrilled.
A prince serving us water with such a smile.
They beamed with joy. Sometimes they'd see me carrying the water pitcher and look disappointed.
Oh, it's just you.
I rolled my eyes. I was the boss here. As more people came, the butler was asked to refill water too. Despite being slightly embarrassed, he maintained his professionalism and performed a fancy tea ritual. The elders were amused.
Just bring water, why so much fuss?
Meanwhile, Austin messaged me.
Sister, have you thought about it? I've broken up with my girlfriend, I want to date you seriously.
Me. Where are you? Austin sent a location. Me. Stay there, I'll have our butler pick you up. Austin replied.
Okay, sis, I'll wait.
I pointed the butler toward Austin, who set off with a determined look. But one thing puzzled me, and I asked Tyler.
When did you start liking me? Why did your family dislike me so much before meeting me?
Tyler smiled warmly, chatting with the seniors every day, his nature becoming even more cheerful. He rarely looked shy anymore, but at my question, his ears visibly reddened. He leaned in to kiss me. It started back in my senior year of college. The school was almost empty, and I saw Sung-Ming alone on the lawn. I approached and petted her. She wasn't afraid at all. I worried she might get kidnapped and decided to bring her back to the mahjong parlor. Tyler, then a sophomore, wanted to escape his family but couldn't. He liked cats, but they weren't allowed at home. He found solace in Sung-Ming, keeping her in his dorm room because
if there's you, there's no cat. If there's a cat, there's no you.
However, dorms weren't suitable for cats, and Sung-Ming escaped one day, ending up on the lawn. Tyler followed her, seeing me with her and deciding to follow us back to the mahjong parlor. He observed me caring for Sung-Ming, and his heart was captured by both the cat and me. From then on, he often sneaked peeks, and when a friend suggested visiting the mahjong parlor, he finally came over openly. Later, when his friends were breaking up, no one wanted their Siamese cat. Tyler took it in and brought it to me, naming it Luo Jiangwo. He could visit both the cat and me daily. I heard Luo Jiangwo's story and couldn't help but feel he shared similar fate. But when his family found out he kept coming to my place, they assumed he was under someone's spell. Upon visiting, they realized the
fox
was just two meowing cats. I watched Victoria, dressed in designer clothes, squatting beside the sofa and meowing to get Sung-Ming's attention. This was the mother who wouldn't let her son keep cats. That day, I woke up wearing the dress Tyler had bought for me and headed to open the mahjong parlor. Outside, I saw many pink balloons and a banner with my photo. What celebration was this? I saw a hand extending through a slightly open door, releasing the two cats. Luo Jiangwo wore the suit from when he proposed, and Sung-Ming wore her dress. They sat like little guardians at the door. I petted them, asking why they were there. The cats meowed and nudged me to enter. Inside, I found Tyler on one knee, wearing the same suit as Luo Jiangwo. His eyes sparkled like the diamond ring in his hand. Behind him were our neighborhood friends. Tyler looked a bit shy with his red ears, but his voice was clear. Samantha, I'm here to propose. Will you marry me? I froze, unsure how to respond. Sung-Ming and Luo Jiangwo meowed beside us. Tyler looked nervous and asked again. Will you marry me? My tears suddenly spilled out, and I knew this time he was asking me. Laughing through tears, I nodded. Yes, yes. Tyler put the ring on my finger and hugged me tight. I saw an aunt crying, throwing herself into her husband's arms, almost making him stumble.